A marvelous day to all of you. I am Dali Stephanie A. Jomento, a BS Ed English student of Negros Oriental State University, Shatin Campus. I am your speaker for today who will expand my chosen language function which was proposed by Halliday and enhance your perspective about the said language function. First, let me give you a little background information about him. Michael Alexander Kirkwood Halliday is also known as Michael Halliday, was an English-born linguist, teacher, and the originator of the systemic functional linguistics paradigm of language. There is a long history of discussing the functions of language in different circumstances. The term language functions simply refers to the purpose or manner in which language is used. These language functions are employed to explain the context in a variety of situations. According to Halliday, it has little relevance for language analysis. He believes that there are two major categories: macro function, also known as meta function, and micro function. The term meta function refers to a set of linguistic principles that are crucial to understanding how mature language functions. These are known as systemic clusters, which are collections of semantic systems that produce similar meanings. Meta functions are divided into three with the way we use language by MK. These three major functions are ideational, interpersonal, and textual. The ideational meta function coordinates the resources we utilize to construct both our inner and outside world experiences. It is concerned with the content of language or any other mode, as well as what may be a separate subcomponent expressing some fundamental logical relations, and its function as a method of communicating human experience, both of this external world and our inner world. The interpersonal meta function is concerned with the producer-perceiver interaction of a text. It organizes the resources we utilize in an exchange of meaning as we take on distinct, complementary dialogical roles. In other words, it serves as a role mediator, including everything that may be interpreted as our personalities and personal feelings on the one hand, and forms of engagement and social interplay with other participants in the communication scenario on the other. When we choose to exchange a particular experiential meaning, the third meta function, textual, arranges the resources we utilize to construct coherent and context-sensitive messages. The textual meta function is the component that allows the speaker to order what he is saying so that it makes sense in context and fulfills its message function. However, micro functions are those which help us identify, name things, record, release emotional energy, communicate, socialize, think, and enjoy through language. Halliday in 1978 looked at language as something that is created via interaction rather than something that is learned. What a toddler hears is functionally tied to the observable conditions around him, he argues. He postulated 7 purposes of language based on the idea that mastering a language requires involvement in society. The first 4 functions, which he described as pragmatic, are instrumental, regulatory, interactional, and personal, and are designed to meet his social, bodily, and emotional demands. One of the most significant purposes for which children utilize language is to obtain what they desire. This function is known as the instrumental function by Halliday. The youngster may have a set of sounds that they use to indicate that they want something obvious, such as their teddy bear on the table. Alternatively, they may have a more precise sound combination for a certain product or toy. There might also be a form to respond to adult, Do you want questions? The regulatory function, which is related to the instrumental function and involves language used to govern or control the behavior of others, is an all too obvious function for anybody who has observed young children. Because other people do this to them so frequently, such as to prevent them from touching things they shouldn't, children know early on that they may use words for this reason. Language in its interactional function refers to the language used by a youngster to interact with the people around them rather than to regulate their behavior. Greetings and answering to a call are examples of utterances that fall under this category. Children use language to communicate with others and express themselves, as well as to develop interaction in their social environment. A fourth use of children's language is the personal function, in which they utilize it to communicate their knowledge of self and their separation from their surroundings. This function includes expressing personal feelings, such as the noises made by children when they discover something interesting or when something tastes good. The last three functions, which he refers to as mathematic, are creative, heuristic, and representational, and are utilized to assist a person come to terms with his or her physical environment. In innovative and creative functions, language is extremely important. Language, on the other hand, not only aids in the management and regulation of our cognitions, but also allows us to break free and engage in imaginative play. In the mentally ill, language paradoxically helps to the creation of very creative illusions and belief systems. Children can begin examining what is around them once they have recognized the boundary between themselves and the environment. This is what Halliday refers to as language heuristic function. This function was first used to inquire about the name of something. Later on, this expands to include a child's entire spectrum of queries. For example, when children go through a stage where they ask why about everything. Language representational function refers to how it is utilized to exchange information. Concerned about requesting or relaying information. Europe Island, for example, is a destination that inspires us to pursue our dreams. Our environment has a significant role in molding our language development. We gain knowledge through interaction and observation. Also, as humans grow older, they become better individuals with the help of language. The primary purpose of language is to facilitate communication. In that language, interaction and observation must play an essential role in the development of a learner's skill. I am empowered to watch a human child build his proto-language and how adults express their language. Halliday can demonstrate that a child not only expresses himself through language but also acts through it. Language development motivates children because it fulfills certain purposes or functions for them. Humans can succeed thanks to Halliday's language functions. I have learned that the way children assign meaning to items in their surroundings was crucial to their language development. Thus, I will explore and reflect on Halliday's language function in becoming an effective individual.